All right, with that, I am going to turn the reins over to our district chairperson for public image and public relations, Dave Borowski. Thank you.
Sure. Can everyone see my slides?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, let me start the slideshow here. Okay. Thank you, Sheila, for inviting me to speak to this august body. I am Dave Borowski. I'm the District 7610 PI chair or director. My email is right down there if anyone needs to contact me. As a background, I'm giving this because it's sort of just to explain how I got into being a PI person at my club and at the district. I was a web designer. I was a staff writer at a newspaper and a photographer. I've been the BXRC, the Bailey's Crossroads Rotary Club chair for 7 years. Now, I'm not this year. Last year was my last year. No one should be in any job for 7 years. I'm just saying that. It's a long time. You need some fresh new ideas and fresh new people in there. So I think it's good to change more than every 7 years. I've been the district PI chair for Jonathan Lucas when he was the DG, and I really enjoyed that. I am now the PI chair for DG Pat Borowski. We have the same name, but we're not related in any way. And the PI team members, we have Diane Hill, who you heard in the first hour. She kind of does all the social media plus other things. Earl Bowman is the newsletter editor-in-chief, and Sue Clem with the Alexandria West Club is the newsletter editor. We have a process that we send and I send this out to our presidents every month, a reminder to ask them to send us articles for the newsletter. So Sue is one of the editors, and she sent them to Earl, who puts it all together into a big, beautiful package. And I think it's kind of a nice arrangement. Okay, the essence of the PI's function can be boiled down to tell your club's Rotary story. It's important to have a good handle on PI and public relations to be able to do this. And it's been said, we all do great things for our communities, but unfortunately, we keep them to ourselves. And we need to tell people what we do. And that will encourage people to think and act service. It gives people some of a focus on service activity. People want to give back to the community, and this is a way for us to give them the opportunity. So it results in more volunteers. Now, it could also attract donations and support for club projects. And really importantly anymore is it attracts membership interest in your club. And finally, it kind of makes our ideal, the Rotary ideal of service above self. It shows people that we are people of action and we do have service above self. So who's responsible for your club's public image? Anybody want to guess? And if not,
Everyone.
everyone, absolutely.
Everyone.
Everyone is responsible for public image. That's true. Now there is a need for a chair, and that's kind of the central point of contact. And this is the person who plans and communicates. And every committee chair should be talking to the PI chair. The membership chair should be talking to the PI chair. Because I think there is a direct connection between those two. And you really should form a committee. Now, it doesn't have to be a really big deal. It depends on how large your club is. You could be just one person in reality, but it does help to have someone to talk to bounce ideas off. and it does bear, it is helpful to have other people to lean on and to ask, as I do with my committee people like Diane and Earl and Sue. And it's also important to make a plan for your year, for your upcoming year. And obviously, I'm pretty sure we all know how to make a plan. We have to figure out what we're trying to accomplish. What is the goal of your PI approach for this year? And what method? Like it could be things like you want to increase membership, you want to get more donations, but and then you also have to identify a method that you use to accomplish this. This could be advertising. It could be making your Facebook page, using your Facebook page to attract members or potential members. And you need to know what projects or activities that you should highlight. Now, in my club, the Bailey's Crossroads Club, our main thing every year is the Mustang raffle, as Jim Holcomb would attest to. So that's our main focus, and we use a lot of our Facebook time to kind of push that and to get people to buy tickets online, and we advertise on Facebook, in fact, and that brings in, it is an effective way to get donations or to raise money for your projects. And you also need to get a timetable and, of course, a budget, and that budget could be a small thing like advertising on Facebook. We do, our club does a lot of that, and that's a reasonable amount of money. You can boost a post for $50 for a week, and I did that for our Mustang, and the investment of $50 or $60, we raised $700. So it does work. And for your PI approach, at a minimum, you really need to keep your Facebook and your website up to date. There's nothing worse than going to somebody's Facebook page that has it's January, and you'll have on your front of your page, you'll have your 4th of July picnic. It doesn't send a good message. And you need to advertise your upcoming events, your fundraisers. You need to create a club brochure, and I'm going to talk about that a little bit later. I'm not sure if you can see this, but this is a brochure that I put together a couple of years ago, and it's really easy to do. It has all this kind of interesting stuff on it, and there in the brand center of Rotary International, there's a template. That's what I used to create this pamphlet, and it's really easy to do. It takes really minimal skill. If I could do it, you could do it. Oh, so here it is. Here's a better shot of it. I took these photos. That's a picture of Dennis Shannon. I always like that Rotarian at work thing. And I have the thing over here, Rotary Club of Bailey's Crossroads, where we meet, and for information, email here. And that's a photo of Mish Peters. I didn't take it; it's a selfie, but I love that picture. And then these are other pictures that I took from the club and club individuals, and I just have a little explanation of who we are, who we help. Like over here in making a difference, we help Fairfax County Public Schools. We helped our Justice High School Interact Club. So all this stuff, if you leave it on a table where you're having an event and people pick it up, they could, in fact, call you or email you, and they're interested in joining. Okay, now here's a press release that I put together. Now these are really easy to do, and I believe there's a press release template in the brand center, I think. And this is pretty simple. I sent it out. I sent it out to a couple of local papers, not the Washington Post, but a couple local papers and to a few online sources. It talks about what we did. And this is in May of last year when the pandemic was raging. We donated $40,000 to local food banks. So I gave a little explanation of what we did, who we worked with, who we partnered with. And that was the Annandale Christian Community for Action and the Dar El Hijra Islamic Center in Falls Church. And I have down here contact information, which is of course me, or it was me when this was done, and an email thing, and our website, our Facebook page, and that kind of stuff. Okay, so how do you promote your club's projects? Now you need to know your local media. Now that doesn't mean, again, the Washington Post, but we all have there's the Connection newspapers, there's the Falls Church News Press. Oh, my internet is unstable. And you should get to know who these people are, their email addresses, and you could develop a media list and keep it up to date. And you can get to know these guys, these men and women, by inviting them to learn more about Rotary, your club, or a specific project. And you can also ask them to present on a topic. If the person wrote a book, I'm sure they'd be more than happy to talk, about that book. And you could do it easily now with Zoom. That kind of helps bring in people that don't necessarily want to come in person, but they could do it over the phone. How do I promote my club's projects? One of the ways, and I'm trying to work on this now, is to advertise on cable and public access TV. And now the public access TV, we do have a show, as you may know, called the Rotary Times. I have a link to it further down in the presentation, which is a nice show. We interview. I don't interview anybody, but we interview local Rotarians. We talk about their club stuff, and many of you may have gotten, or you will get an invitation to be interviewed when you become presidents. But I'm working now. I'm trying to get an ad, and I'm trying to get a sponsor to pay for it on our local Fox station. They expressed some interest, and I'm still kind of fooling around with that. But I think that kind of stuff could be helpful. Well, what it is, it's using a Rotary International ad that they have in the brand center on Rotary International. And I'm going to do it for the district, and hoping that we can, if people see that, they will we'll pop them into our district website, and we'll collect their information and use it to hopefully get them to join one of our local clubs. So anyway, that's what I'm doing. And you can write op-eds and letters to the editor. I have not done that, but that's a way to raise some awareness, again, with smaller newspapers. And again, the brochures. And it's important to post on your up-to-date website and your social media outlets like blogs, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and whatever you do. You should always have someone taking photos at these events, and make sure that you get them posted with a short story. Put them on your Facebook page and put them on your website. I think it does help. I really do. Okay, so here I'm not going to go into all of this. I'm not going to really link on too much of this stuff, but I think Diane spoke about the brand center, and that's where. Let me try to get into this thing. Can you see that, folks?
Yes.
Okay, good. So for instance, if I go to ads, and I'm not sure if Diane spoke about this earlier, I'm not sure if she did or not, but what you can do is you can do all these ads. You can take materials. I'm trying to find, okay, and here's the area of the brand center that I used to create the brochure. You can see it's pretty similar to what is there, but that's what you do, is you make your brochure using this. You use your own photographs, you plug in obviously your own contact information, and it's kind of a neat thing. Okay,
So can I
and
make a comment on that, Dave?
sure, go ahead.
Because I did my club's brochure. I went
Yes.
right
Oh,
to the
good.
brand
Yeah.
center.
Absolutely.
I found one that I thought was beautiful.
Absolutely.
And I used it and I put our pictures in there
Yeah,
and sent
it's easy
it
to do, right?
over.
Yeah,
Right, and I sent it to our printer and they printed 100 of them for us for Viva
Great.
Vienna.
that's what we
And
do. Yeah.
then we started looking at it and it was a sample that was put in there by somebody in Australia.
Could be.
And they have different ways of spelling some words. So
Yes,
I
yes.
started
They
getting
do.
all of these emails about, you have a misspelling here, you have a misspelling here. But,
Like,
it didn't bother me because it showed me a lot of people read that brochure.
yeah, oh yeah, it's a good thing. Now this one, the one that I have, and the one that I created, is kind. I mean, it's been around for 5 years. It may be time to update the photos. I mean, we don't have any information that kind of dates it. We just say for information, go to bxrrotary@verizon.net, and then so all the information is probably the same. There may be a few changes in the people that we help, our clients. But what I would do is I'd have someone redo this and put in different photos. And I'm going to go down here
And proofread it.
and proofread. Yeah, I don't think I did proofread. Yes, I did. And do people here know about Canva? I know Diane does. Have you?
Yes.
Anybody else? Yeah, I use
Yes.
Canva. Yes, I use Canva a lot. I have other editing tools, Photoshop, but Canva is so easy to use, and it's fast. And again, so I use it a lot. And there is a pro version available free for nonprofits. So you should probably, and I think that's the link to it, or it was.
It's Diane. I'll also
Yeah.
add that for example, my Falls Church Club, we have
Yes.
the free version because it's through your foundation, because you need
Yeah.
to submit your 501c3 type information. But
Yes.
Canva for the free version is great. It's better for
is.
the pro. It's only $12 a month. It's like $100 a
Okay,
year.
so that's
And so it's very cost effective. And then I'm happy to work with clubs if they
yeah,
want
that would be great. Yeah,
but
I like it.
Dave, we didn't really get into some of the brand center on the tutorial or on the first hour, but we were talking about the People of Action editor. So it would be good if you could click on that next link.
And this is a neat little tool.
And it's accessible from the brand center.
Yeah.
As well.
Oh, is it really? Well, I didn't know that. I forget how I. Oh, there you were. Hey,
Oh yeah.
cool.
Oh, there's one of the things I was
Yeah.
talking about, because I put it on that POA editor
Neat.
because it was such a good photo, and
I don't think I did. I should probably do that. I use this a lot. I use the brand center for the People of Action photos, but with this editor, you can move things around. And I'll show you in a little bit later. I'll show a little thing I did, but I moved around People of Action, and together we inspire.
But the point I wanted to, that the link to this POA photo editor is inside the brand center. So
Good.
It was created by this individual Rotarian. Yes. I don't even know what country he's in, but I don't know. It's just. But
it's cool.
Yeah,
it's a neat. So I really would encourage people to get it. Okay. So that's the people. How are we doing, Sheila? Are we? And there are also a lot of tools that the zone has. And let me click on this thing here. And this is Zone 33 and 34. They have a PI website, and Zone 33 has our own, which is this link right here. And they have a lot of interesting things that you may want to look at. This is the team page, and they just have tools. They have templates, and I've sent out information on their third Thursday events. It's a Zoom class that they have the third Thursday of every month. One of them is they alternate between a master class and an office hour thing. The master class is like a presentation. The office hour is for you to ask some questions and for them to obviously help you. So it is a good thing. I've looked at a few of them, and I did put them on the website, and I do announce them on the district Facebook group. So let me get.
Also, Dave, real quick,
Yes.
someone in the chat mentioned that you might want to mention the Rotary TV show.
I did, but I'll do it again.
Oh, sorry.
Rotary
I'm taking attendance.
No, it's a good, no, that's fine. It's Rotary Times, and I'll show you a video from a few minutes later about Rotary Times. Okay, so let me.
And that the Rotary Foundation has its own newsletter, so they're going to ask for input.
They do.
As well.
They do have, okay, they do have their own newsletter, and we include we include an excerpt from that newsletter in the district newsletter. So I don't know why we have two separate newsletters. I don't want to get into politics of this, but we do. Okay. Okay, so photographs and videos are important. And here are some, Sheila, are you there? Do you want me to continue? Do you want to take your break or what? Sheila.
She looked like she was making a break symbol. She's got a finger up.
Okay. Oh, okay. Oh, she does. I don't see any of this.
I was
Okay.
I couldn't get my mouse over to the unmute.
No.
button.
Well, you want me to stop now?
Yes, could you please and
Sure.
unshare your screen?
I will
until we
unshare
come
my
back?
screen. I will undo that. I shall. Okay.
Okay, so we do have a few new PEs here that have not gone through our social activity with us before. So this
Is there
our
alcohol involved in
time-
this at any point?
Pardon me?
Is there alcohol involved in this? This
If
social?
you're serving it, yes.
Yeah, I'll Uber it over to you.
It's BYOB. Really,
Bring
for
your
real.
own booze, yes.
But mine is Perrier water.
Ah.
Anyway, so this has turned out to be a really fun activity. We have this list, and this is our list that I've been keeping. I have paired PEs from one area to another area, and you have to call each other, talk to each other about yourselves. You're going to be interviewed. As you saw earlier, Don introduced us to Stan. The rule is you cannot talk about Rotary. We don't want to know your Rotary experience. We want to get to know you personally. And as you learned with Stan, God, what a guy. I mean, really singing and just his whole career and with geological survey and stuff is just amazing. And every single week it's been like that. So we have 9 new PEs that have joined us since the beginning of December. I wrote to all of them and sent them just a synopsis of where we have been. And you all have the link to the YouTube channel that Dave Borowski put together for us of the videos from our prior sessions that we have, so they can get caught up on everything that we have done. What I will also do is I'm going to restructure this over the weekend and add in our new PEs and pick up the folks that were not present the night that they were supposed to do their interviews. But tonight we are blessed with 2 members on tonight's schedule that are scheduled to do their interviews. So I am going to go ahead and call on Jane Nash. Could you please introduce us to Mark Steele?
It is my pleasure to do so. Mark is from the Rappahannock Fredericksburg Rotary Club. He has been married for 40 years. He has 3 daughters. One lives in Arlington, the other in Richmond, and one lives in Herndon and works at the Geological Survey, which I thought was a coincidence because I had 2 sisters that used to also work at the Reston Geological Survey.
Cool.
Mark grew up in Richmond, and he attended Virginia Tech and completed his MBA, and also taught. And his family, they like to vacation in Miami. That was I think that's, he told me that's the last place that they went on their vacation. His hobbies include boating and fishing, and he just bought a house waterfront at Potomac Creek Fair in King George. I asked him what kind of music he liked, and he likes rock and roll bands and Neil Young. He saw Neil Young at Jiffy Lube Live, Farm Aid. His favorite topping on a pizza is sausage. And for 20 years, Mark has owned a title company. And in addition, I asked him what other charitable organizations or does he like to be involved in. And he supports, it's called, I believe, the 504 Project, which is Meals on Wheels, helping the homeless and survivors of domestic abuse. And then I asked him, give him the choice of anybody that he would like to have dinner with. And he said he would like to have dinner with Jesus. So I had a really wonderful conversation with him, and it was a pleasure to get to know him a little bit more.
That's wonderful. Thank you. Great interview, Jane. Love it. Now we're going to follow up with Mark, and Mark will introduce us to you. So, Mark, it's your turn.
Well, thank you, Jane. That's a tough act to follow. Jane is a fitness professional. She does personal training, both virtual and in person. She's a supporter of the Northern Virginia Diaper Bank, the Lutheran World Relief Fund, and Operation Smile. She was a military brat. Her father was in the Air Force. She lived in a number of places, which I guess she sort of finished in Northern Virginia, but she also mentioned Tripoli and Libya. She has 4 children. And 7 grandchildren, as I believe. The last one was married in Florence 2 weeks ago. Florence, Tuscany, I guess, not South Carolina. She did spend some time at Northern Virginia Community College. She graduated there. She got married and started a family. She has various certifications in the personal training line of work. Her favorite movie is Forrest Gump, and she likes a lot of Disney movies. Her favorite singer is John Denver. And she enjoys cruises. She's widely traveled. Paris is her favorite stop. And one of her many hobbies is photography. So I think she's had her pictures viewed over 1 million times on social media. I'm not quite sure what social media is, but she's apparently very active in that. So it was quite interesting to speak with her, and I look forward to meeting her at the pets session up in beautiful Chantilly.
That's wonderful. You both are just wonderful. Thank you so much for introducing each other to all of us.
My pleasure.
Those are the only 2 interviews that we do have tonight. Sharice Taylor was on the list, but we didn't have a partner for her. So Sharice, I will get you paired up with someone and send out, as I said, I will send out a whole new list. So we will capture everybody that has not had the opportunity to be interviewed or weren't here the night they were supposed to be. I have 2 quick announcements, and then we will go back to our session with Dave Borowski. First of all, as you know, I canceled the session for later in January. I think it was the 20th of January. Because I was supposed to be in Florida for the International Assembly with 543 other district governor-elects. Well, that was canceled last Thursday. So we are going virtual in February instead. So I will be in town, but I'm not going to uncancel the session. But what I will offer, and I will put this in the email tonight, and I will send a follow-on email and remind everybody, that session was on our technology. DACDB, My Rotary, logging in, showing you where you have to go do your goals and stuff. There are 2 goals that you are going to be expected to have ready to turn in during CPETs. And that is your membership goal and your foundation goal for the year you are president. And that is a lot of what I was going to talk about during this session. So I'm still going to go ahead and host it if you want to come. I'm not going to worry. We're not going to do a 5:30 session. We're just going to do a 1-hour session from 6:30 to 7:30 if you can make it. If not, I'm okay with that because we did cancel it. And I know our schedules are always changing. You can see my calendar behind me. It's constant changes every single day. So that's on the 20th of January. I will send out more information on that in an email. And lastly, you all saw on the email that I sent this morning that CPET's registration is open. We are working on COVID protocols. They will be, we've been meeting daily for the last few days, and we have a really good plan. More important, we have restructured all the social activities throughout CPETs to give you plenty of opportunity to really get to know each other and know the presidents-elect from the other 3 districts that we will be with at the hotel in Chantilly, Virginia. But it will be safe environments. We will be outside for one of the social activities. We are in a huge ballroom for another one that'll be definitely spread around and stuff. So, but we have fun stuff planned. It's at the Westwood, no, that's my meeting location. Westfield Marriott in Chantilly, Virginia. And the email that I sent this morning has the flyer. It also has a link to register for the event and to register at the hotel. They gave us an unbelievable rate. I have gone to about 5 different CPETs over there. This rate is $99 a night. It's the first time we've had it this low. So make sure you make your reservations before the 15th of February. And even if you're local, stay there with us. It really is worth it with some of the activities that we have for the evening. So those are my 2 announcements. I'm going to keep announcing them. All your AGs are going to be at CPETs with you as well. And they will be sitting with you during the district breakout sessions where we will be by ourselves. You won't be with other PEs from other districts. So, and that is where we're also going to catch up on some of these interviews that are not done during pre-PETs. So with that, I am going to turn it back over to our great speaker that we have here tonight, Dave Borowski. Thanks you all for your attention.
Okay.
Take it away, Dave.
Take it away. Okay, let me share the screen here. Here it is. Okay. Let me do the slideshow. Current slide. Okay, so we do have YouTube video libraries for the district. There are 2 main YouTube videos. One is YouTube channels. One is for the district as a whole, and the other one is Rotary Times. And I sent this. I do send out a reminder for all these things on the Facebook group. So you should really join the Facebook group, and I'll talk about that a little bit later in my presentation. But I did create a couple of videos. Well, I created quite a few, in fact, a lot of them, but they're easy to do. And I'm going to show you 3 of them here. The first 2 are ads I did for the district conference that's going to happen in late April. So let me click this. Hopefully there won't be a lag with all this zooming stuff, but we'll see how it goes. So I'm going to click on this, and hopefully it'll pop up.
Great picture.
So was everyone able to hear the sound on that?
No, there was no sound.
Oh, there's no sound. Damn. Okay, but anyway, that's a video that it really has a neat soundtrack. I created that video using, I have an Apple Mac, and there's a program on there, and I'm sure they have them on Microsoft stuff too, that allows you to create small little short videos of photographs, and I use the photographs that I took, obviously, around the district of a lot of stuff. I'm also the district photographer, so I really have a lot of photos that are available to anybody who wants to download them and use them for whatever reason. They're on. We have a SmugMug account, and I'll show you the link later on. And now things have been kind of slow with photos over the last year and a half because we haven't really done anything. We haven't gone and had a conference or had anything else, but it's easy to do and it's kind of fun. Okay, the second one, I wish I can get the audio to work, but I'll try. Let me see. I'll skip the other ad, and I'll do I did a video of our club president at our annual Thanksgiving dinner, and it's a short one, and I wish I can get the sound to work, but I'll just play it. It is short.
Dave, if you want me to do it, I can do it for you.
Yeah, there's still no sound.
Well, the audio is kind of all over the place. So, but anyway, what I did was I used an iPhone, and I have it's called a gimbal, and it's a stabilizer that I bought. It's like $40 on Amazon. You slip your iPhone in there, and you can record stuff, and it moves, and it holds the video steady. So it really does a nice job. But I really can't show you the full effect of this via Zoom because it just kind of doesn't really pop in.
Hey, Dave, why don't you stop sharing? I can share the video.
Okay, good. Thank you. Oh, stop sharing. Yes. Okay. Oh, okay, that's the second one, yeah. that's much better. As you see, I put a plug in there for me. Hey, can you play the third one with my president doing? What I did with this, I used my.
Is this the one with, starts at 38D?
I think so. Try it. It's DK3Q8SS.
Not this one?
Oh, I don't know. Hold on.
This looks like somebody's shopping here.
Well, it's food shopping. We were doing a food thing.
Is that the one you wanted?
Yeah, if you could show that one. Or not. Ah, here we go. Oh, well, that's, yeah, that wasn't, I guess I put the wrong one up there. Boy, that's really crappy. That's when we were doing a toy collecting thing for the police in Mason District. Now you can dump that one. It's not very good.
All right, let's go to bar.
I obviously added the wrong thing in there, but if you can play the one at the bottom, the one that says it's a bit.ly under District Rotary Times videos,
Okay.
D7610 Rotary Times. That's our show, our Rotary Times show.
The video?
Yeah, if you click that link, it should go hopefully directly to it.
It went to a,
Opening picture. Let me see. I can't really see what that is. Okay, try that one. Okay, yeah, that's it. That's it. And it's an interview with Chuck Davidson. Now, this is a half-hour show.
Welcome to the
so we're
Rotary
not gonna
Times
show the
Show, a
whole
public
thing.
service program presented by Rotary District 7610, Virginia. Funding for this program is made possible by the generosity of Rotary District 7610, Virginia. On our program, we speak with Rotarians and community leaders to discuss how Rotary International builds
Cass, can you
partnerships
forward it
to
just a little bit
support
so we
local,
can see
national,
Chuck
and world
Davidson?
communities.
Yeah, right there, probably.
Great.
There he is. Okay. And this is what the show
Which
does.
was the test case.
Or GPEI,
And we
was started,
interview
and today that
various
initiative has 6 major
Rotary
partners. 2 of them
leaders.
are the partner organizations
And
that actually
what I do
work
is I
on
take
the
this video,
ground
I
in
get it from the
place
station. I just
to
get a video
vaccinate
of the
kids
show.
and
I
eradicate
slap some
polio.
stuff on the
Those
front
are
of
the
it.
World Health
Slap some
Organization
stuff on the back
and
of it.
UNICEF.
And I put it.
Another organization
I push
is
it out to
charged
our
with
YouTube site.
collecting
Okay,
the needs
that's
and the
enough, Cass. I
necessities
just
to
wanted to
bring
get
together
the idea. Thanks. All right, let me start to share once again, if I could. Thank you for doing that. All right, slideshow. Okay. Okay, so we did that. Let me go down. And human beings process pictures better than text, supposedly 60,000 times faster than text. You know, the old saying, a picture is worth 1,000 words. And what I do is I take pictures of club activities, and this is another food packing thing for Thanksgiving. We pack food. We pack chickens, canned vegetables, bread, and we deliver them to homes that are identified by the Justice High School pyramid people in the Colmore area of Fairfax County, which is a very it's a low income kind of an area, and really it's a nice effort. I really enjoy it, and our members enjoy it too. But I always take pictures of all this stuff because I always put them on Facebook. Oh, and here's a thing I did with POA, that POA application that we were talking about earlier, and you're able to move the things around, like you're able to move the Together We Empower up higher, and you can move the Rotary People of Action. You can also add your own text in there. Together we mow the lawn or whatever. I don't know. Anyway, so that's a picture of the three amigas, as we like to call them. There'll soon be four in there, I suppose. So
we are not the fabulous four, Dave.
The fabulous. I'll have to find another name for this, right? And this is another picture of our dictionary project. Ben Hester is passing out dictionaries to our kids, and that's a fun project. I know a lot of clubs do that. And here's I like this photo. And you talk about diversity. This is a pretty diverse photo. We have Harry in there, Pat's in there, and then we have all the students. This was taken a couple of years ago, but it's a nice picture. I like it. And I took this, and you've seen this because I like the photo. I took this in Toronto at the Rotary convention in Toronto. I thought it was a neat shot of the hands going up, and I added, and I did this one on the Brand Center, not on the POA app. And I love this shot too. This is a selfie taken by Mish Peters, and she's part of the Michelot project. They built a school in Eswatini, and she goes over there every year, and it's really a nice project, and people like it. Okay, so let me go back to this here, please. Okay, so again, some quick and easy PI hints. I spoke about the brochure. You should hand these brochures out at your various projects and club events. And you could ask your local merchants and businesses if they want to leave a copy, which is always nice. And you also need to remind your members to talk up the club. You know, you have the thing about the elevator speech. You don't really, that's nice. And I don't know how often that happens, but people do ask. Like I was walking around our neighborhood after the snow. I was using our snowshoes that we bought 4 years ago. I never had a chance to use until we had a snow. And I had my Rotary hat on. I didn't really realize it. And I was going to a far area of the neighborhood, and the guy stopped me. "Oh, are you a Rotarian?" And I go, "Yeah." So we were talking about it. I had a card in my wallet. I gave him a be our guest card. I think it was, and hopefully he'll show up. But that kind of stuff helps. If you wear a pin, people kind of say, "Oh yeah, a pin. That's what's Rotary." And also logo wear, like my hat. And you can invite people in the community to your events. Your events are not just for members, they're for the community. And again, take photos or shoot video at club events. And we conducted a survey. This is what Diane was talking about. We did a survey back in, I guess, October. I sent it out to all members. I think we got something like a 10% return, which I guess is supposedly pretty good. I don't know. I'm not a survey guy, but we put together the questions, and let me show you some of. Well, I can go through them right here. The first question was, well, what is your most favorite media platform? Well, here I'll click on it. and this is the survey, and it talks about what social media platform does your club use, and by far, Facebook is the big one. It's everybody who has a presence on social media uses Facebook. The other ones are Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube, and they specified the others, but I don't think I have that information here. And we asked the question, are you satisfied with your club's public image? I put this question together, and I guess instead of your club's public service, I said my club's public service. But anyway, maybe 10% were very satisfied. Another chunk, 40, maybe 35% were satisfied. A lot were neither satisfied nor dissatisfied, and some people just didn't like it, and some people were very dissatisfied. And I asked some questions. Is the district newsletter an effective way to communicate? I think that's supposed to be. And it was effective. Most people said it was effective. Some didn't think so, and some thought it was not at all effective. I think it's a nice tool. And is the Rotary website an effective tool to communicate? And that again was pretty. I think the responses said that it was an effective way for us to communicate to the outside world. Extremely effective, very effective, somewhat effective. And down here we have the 15% said it wasn't effective, and 8 or 9% said it was not at all effective. Is the district Facebook group an effective way to communicate? Now and I'll talk about this later, we have two Facebook presences. We have a Facebook group. It's a private group for members of the district. And the other one is a PI external facing Facebook page that anybody can see, and they thought that the group was pretty much, again, it was effective. All this, most people said it was an effective way to communicate. Would you be interested? Oh, yeah, I think I missed one of the questions here. The other question: would you be interested in PI sponsored training? And I think the general consensus was that, yeah, people are interested. And we did have a session with Mitty Chang, and he was the Zoom person. And I think that went very well. I'm going to have later this month, Greg Grichmeyer from the Middlesex Club is going to talk about equipment things like this gimbal that I bought. It was an inexpensive one, and how to communicate, how to take good photos, how to take good videos. And I think that would be very interesting. And we asked, what training session would your club find useful? And here are the breakdowns. So Rotary branding is very high. But the most popular one was effective website and social media basics. And I think we're going to do something like that hopefully next month. We're going to have a basic entry level into social media: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, and all that stuff. So that was very helpful. What promotional materials would your club like? I'm assuming that's, and they said club brochures, club logos, event flyers, how to create event flyers, branding, graphics for general use, and how can the district PI team help your club's public efforts? And periodic training, it was the number one. And we've done some, and we're going to be doing more. A PI newsletter. I don't think we need another newsletter, but we do have a PI section in the district newsletter where we talk about stuff, PI stuff. Frequent sharing of PI information, and I do that on the Facebook group. And there were other areas too, which I don't actually have a list of that, but let me get out of here. And you can see these are the summary of the chart that I showed you. Yeah, so I mean, that was basically what I just went to. And these are all, again, question 8, but most respondents are interested in help with Rotary branding and general website help. So there's a lot of interest in doing online stuff, either websites or social media things like Facebook, LinkedIn, and all that kind of stuff. Okay, and lastly, we have, and I put this out on our group page, District 7610 has several social media and other online accounts. And again, as I spoke about earlier, we have the District 7610 Facebook group. You can get through it. You're using the long thing or the shortened bit.ly version. And that's the internal for members of the district to talk about stuff, to share information and that kind of thing. And then we have the district Facebook page. Anyone can visit and read, but only admins or editors can post. This is a page intended for non-Rotarians. We have a District 7610 public information page. I think it's a private PI Facebook. Anyone can visit, and any members can post to the group. Any District 76 Rotarian can join. Just send a message to the admin, and you can do that on the page. And again, I spoke about the YouTube channels. We have the District 7610 general channel, and that's the stuff that holds the pets, the pre-pets training sessions. This will be on there also. So that will be in the next couple of days. And then we have the District Rotary Times channel. We have a Twitter account. And here's the photo archive. It's a SmugMug account. All photos are free to download. And as I said, it's kind of fallen because we really haven't had many district events over the past year and a half or 2 years. But once we get cranking again, I would like to, it may be nice to have areas for clubs to upload stuff to. So that's that will probably not happen in my reign of terror. So that's it.
Dave, while
Yes.
you're on that, can I
Yeah.
ask you a question?
Of course.
Would you please come over? We can talk about timeframes and stuff over the weekend of CPETs and take pictures for us.
Sure.
I will.
Dave is the official photographer for CPETs,
Yeah.
Sheila. He's on the committee.
I'm on the committee,
Yeah.
even though I don't go to any of the meetings, but I am on the committee. And
Yeah.
yes, I will be there.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure if we were going to
Dave is
have
thinking
this.
of
I
you.
wasn't sure if the CPETs was going to be going on. Okay, I'll be there.
Yeah, you're on the list.
Any questions? Let me unshare my screen. Okay, that was a lot of stuff. Anybody have any comments or complaints?
Yes, Dave, I have a question, a couple questions for you. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Yes, Katie.
Number one, I just want to thank you for a great presentation. I learned a lot. Thank you so much. But
You're welcome.
you
Thank
mentioned very early on about how everybody's club should have a budget in mind for
Yeah.
their PI. Can you tell me how many members you have in your Bailey's Club and what your budget is right now?
Sure. We had, well, I'm not the PI chair for this year. That's Paulie Rubenstein, but I can tell you what it was for last year. We have 60 members, or Jim Holcomb, is that correct? I can't hear you. Is it 58?
Yeah, that's good enough. Go ahead.
Okay, so we have 58 members. The budget, and a lot of the budget is buried in the, it's not buried, that sounds kind of weaselly, but it's put into the Mustang account. So I would say for advertising via Facebook, we have maybe the PI chair has maybe $1,000, but we can increase that as the need arises. We used a lot of it for again for Facebook ads for our Mustang raffle. So, and then in general, what I have done in the past, I've boosted some Facebook posts, and those are like $80 a pop for a week. So I would say $1,000, $1,200 maybe. So it's not a lot, but it's, you know.
And Dave, one other thing, you're talking about advertising, the other is promotion.
Yes.
Sheila, for example, I went to her club years ago and she had caps and things like that. So you might want to have a reserve for giveaway things for club members when they go to events and outside advertising.
Yeah, sure. Well, that'll be your job, Jim. Next year, you're the president. You can do anything you want to do.
I am?
You are. You're president-elect. Yeah, you're going to be there. Whew. Scary. Better you than me. Yes.
Do you find boosting helpful on Facebook?
Well, but yes, I do. And as I said, for our and it varies. Like I do it we've done it a couple times a year for the Mustang. And I think I said I invested something like $80 or $100 for a Facebook boost, and we were able to directly attribute ticket sales to that thing. So it wasn't just we think it worked. We actually saw the person clicked on that boost, and they went to the page that sold the ticket, and they bought a ticket. So it does work.
Can I also, it's Diane Hill, can I add something?
Sure.
Most
Absolutely.
of us, especially in Northern Virginia, we have the local patch.com sites.
Yeah.
And
Yes,
patch you can, it's only like $1 a day, and for each broader geography than, like, I'm in Falls Church, but we often, I might spend $10 to promote a big, community club meeting or something to Arlington and Tyson's and stuff. So that's another easy, cost-effective.
Patch is nice. Yeah, I use Patch quite a bit. I also use the Annandale blog, and that's a local Annandale kind of thing. But I'm sure there are those kinds of newsy things in other areas. You have to look. You have to search for stuff, and you can find it. It works. I think it does work. Yes.
And invite them as speakers.
Pardon me?
Yes. And
invite them as speakers.
Oh, yes, absolutely. Invite, if you have a local news person, like in the connection newspapers, invite them to come over and talk, give a talk about the news business or something.
I'd say along with that, this is Amelia, along with that is invite them to join your club.
Yes.
I've been very good at making sure that our local media joins our club, at least their publisher, and it's either they're there or I ask for them to have a journalist there just to be able to stay. So they always have there's always articles in the paper that way. And this year, we've got to the point that our publisher, our local publisher, is our president of our club this year. So we're getting lots of PR. But I mean, highly recommend, and I'm not joking about that. They want to have their fingers on the pulse of what's going on in their community, and Rotary is the perfect way to get that because they hear about everything going on. So make sure that you invite them, not just to be a speaker, but to actually join too.
What is the newspaper, Amelia?
We have the Fauquier Times down here, and they also own the Prince William Times. So our stuff goes in both sets of papers.
And that's nice. The local and local news is really an important thing for everybody. You should support your, absolutely.
Yeah.
You need to do that. Absolutely.
Dave, can you?
One other thing, I just like to say our mayor is an honorary member of our club. And we very, very often have people who come out to our meetings just so that they'll get the opportunity to speak to the mayor.
Oh, yeah. Oh, absolutely. Well, our club has an honorary member of Tom Davis. He was a founding member. He was a congressman from our district, and he comes once a year to give his thoughts on how the political system works or doesn't work. And it's a very interesting, but he's an honorary member. He was a founding member, but he kind of didn't stay on as a paying member.
Dave,
Yes.
can you give me the specs for your meeting on the 18th of January again? I will put it in our follow-on email tonight. for
Yeah, I
everybody.
will. Greg and I are still kind of working out the details.
Okay, send it
He's supposed to
and I
send me a
will make
little
sure we
bio,
get
but
it.
when I get it, I'll forward it. to you.
Okay,
So it's going
thank
to be on
you.
the 18th. It's going to be at 6:30, Zoom, obviously. And so
Okay.
it should be pretty good.
Okay, good. Thank you.
Sure. Anyone else?
Okay,
Yes, sir.
any
Well, Kenny.
other questions?
Yeah, Kenny.
Dave,
yeah.
one other question. Are you familiar with any clubs that have reached outside their membership to a third party to help them with website design, maintenance, and social media?
I'm sure there are. I don't know of any offhand. Anybody here use an outside vendor?
You might want to give him the third party that we work on at the district.
Who's that?
We
Oh,
hired a
for the district
contractor
website, yeah.
Yes, we
Uh,
hired,
Yeah, that's right.
when we
That's right.
redid the district website,
Yes, sorry.
I jumped on it and said, oh, I could do that.
She did.
I did. And basically what I did was I took this website that was all like one long page,
Yeah, it
which
was
was
terrible.
wonderful because it had everything in the world in it. It was just
Good.
difficult to find it.
It
All
was.
I did was take it from this and do this. I had a website that had, 20 tabs on the menu. So it needed to be brought down. So at that point, we got a contractor that just really fine-tuned it. The whole branding and everything that's in there, I was so tickled because he loved it. It was what we had come up with last year,
good.
and I was just real tickled. But
It looks good.
and it's very reasonable to manage the whole district website. Was first of all, for him to do it was less than $1,000, and it's very reasonable on a monthly basis. We've only had one or two things that we've had to pay extra for.
Yeah.
And that was changes afterwards to like the header on the page and stuff like that. But there are people out there, are people in our clubs that you can actually contract with as well that do it for a business. If you go into DACDB and go into reports, look at the classification of the Rotarians in the district. Look at the
interesting stuff. Yeah.
And everybody's got a classification in their profile of what they do. We have a lot of IT company owners. We have a lot of graphic designers in the district. Reach out to them.
Well,
Reach
ask
out
them to do
your
it for
fellow
free.
PE. If you can find the club, reach out to your fellow PE and say, hey, what do you think of this guy, Peter Botticali in the Vienna Club? He says he's a graphic designer. Call me. I'll tell you about him. Those people are looking for work too. So, but we have some internal resources in here. And there's also I can't remember the name of the app where Rotarians can get business from or to other Rotarians.
Really?
Diane, where do we get our discount on Canva? What is the name of that Rotary program? I will get that.
I spoke to, I had that down. I spoke to Greg and he mentioned it yesterday when I spoke to him on the phone. I don't remember what it is. I'll look here it is.
I will get it.
Is it a TechSoup.org? TechSoup.org?
No, it's a Rotary app. It's a Rotary program.
I didn't know. Okay. But this is
you
a
can
nonprofit.
register as a business owner.
Yeah.
And the whole purpose is to take us back to Paul Harris days when he wanted it to be a networking and to share experiences with each other and find a CPA to help out.
Am I hearing voices?
Like
are those voices coming back again?
Somebody's got it.
Also, Sheila, we need to get together with Earl. Remember, we started this thing about the,
Yes.
and I kind of pushed it aside for the holidays, but I want to get that cranked up again for advertising purposes. For the membership gathering. Maybe we can do it either this week or next.
We are gonna get that picked up.
Great.
So
thank you.
With that, it is.
What time is it? It's late.
Oh, look in our chat. We have a comment from James with the Gloucester Club. They are using an outside individual for their website. So
perfect. Good, nice.
Perfect. All right, and I'm gonna save this chat so that we
Okay.
have it.
Yeah.
So Dave, this has been wonderful. Diane, what a great evening.
Yeah, it was
The
good. I enjoyed it.
Three
liked it.
some hours. Well, you are always a wealth of knowledge, both of you, and it's so, it's really nice to be able to sit and chat and gain from each other's experience.
Absolutely.
So,
I learned stuff too. Yeah, it was fun. It was good.
okay.
Thank you for inviting
Well,
me.
everyone, thank you for all your time tonight. And again, I will be on the 20th. I'll send you a Zoom link. And anybody that wants to come on and ask questions about setting goals in my Rotary and DAC TV, I'll be there. I will gladly help anybody that needs help. And if you want, bring your club secretaries, because they're the only one other than yourself in the club that can set the goals inside my Rotary. So if you want to invite your club secretaries, invite them as well. And I'll do that session any day, anytime, as long as I don't have another Zoom meeting, but I don't mind doing it at all.
Great.
So with that,
thank you.
if I don't see you on the 20th, have a wonderful month off. I'll see you February 3rd. That's our next official date. And I'll be sending you emails in between, and get out there and register for CPETs, please. And register for your room. Come play with me. Okay?